back to my kitchen where we're making Aunt Peggy's meatloaf.
We're gonna move right on to our entree, which is a wonderful 50s and 60s dish, an old-fashioned meatloaf. Just like my mother and my Aunt Peggy and my grandmother used to make. Before we get started, I think I'm gonna get rid of these fun glasses. We're gonna start with the ground beef, a good ground beef, maybe an 80-20, something like that. All right, we're gonna kind of break it down just a little bit, and we're gonna add a teaspoon and about a quarter of salt, and a heaping fourth of a teaspoon of the pepper. All right, now I've got like a half of a large onion and a diced bell pepper. And we're just gonna mix that in there with that. Oops, forgot to take my jewelry off. Did I show y'all my engagement ring that Michael gave me? I don't want that meatloaf all in those rings. All right, so we're just gonna mash that bell pepper and onions up into the hamburger meat. Kind of get that incorporated along with that salt and pepper. We're gonna take 1 egg and give it just a few beats. Just a little bit. And then we're gonna add a fourth of a cup of oatmeal. And this just gives your meatloaf a real light and fluffiness to it. And then we're gonna take a can of just diced tomatoes and their juice. Squish, squish. So you can see I'm starting to try to work that into kind of a loaf shape right now. I'm just gonna take that out and put it into our dish. And the thing I like about my Aunt Peggy's meatloaf is she doesn't top it with just ketchup. She takes a fourth of a cup of ketchup and about a tablespoon of mustard, a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar, and just mixes those together. And the brown sugar is so good in there. You know, just kind of gives that meatloaf just a little sweetness on the outside. And we're just gonna brush that on our meat. Doesn't that look yummy? So this one's ready to go in the oven, and we're gonna put it in a 350 preheated oven, and we're gonna let it cook for about 45 minutes to an hour. Before we know it, we're gonna have a wonderful aroma coming from the oven. Let's check that oven and see how the other meatloaf that I've got in the other oven's doing. Oh, it looks so good. Look at that meatloaf. Doesn't that look good? Well, I can smell those bell peppers. I'm gonna just try one of those little end pieces. Come over here and get me some of that okra and tomatoes. Doesn't it look just yummy? It's so hot. So good. Takes me back to my Aunt Peggy's table. You know, some folks just don't like a greasy meatloaf. Well, let me tell you how to solve that problem. You just line your baking dish with whatever kind of loaf bread you've got in the house, and it soaks up all your grease, and you just take your spatula and lift your meatloaf out onto your platter. Just that simple. I hope you'll love my Aunt Peggy's meatloaf.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.